This is a content warning. This podcast, Deal Psychic Damage, is an uncensored podcast intended for mature audiences. The following show contains descriptions of violence, adult themes, supernatural and horrifying content, as well as frequent bad language. We recommend parental guidance for children under the age of 15. You're listening to This Podcast, Deal Psychic Damage, a D&D podcast for people who love fantasy RPGs but hate good production values, interesting dialogue, and a comprehensible plot. I'm your host and Dungeon Master Ross, and I accept no liability for any psychic damage caused by this podcast. Joining me at the table this week are Amy.
Reckless Rick O'Donnell, dashing, daring, and delightfully desperate for a love connection.
Ashley.
I played Tiger, the half-orc shifter out to avenge the murder of his father.
Dylan.
I am playing Keel Silverscale, a silver dragonborn who is a professional monster hunter who has never actually slain a monster in his life and hopes no one will find that out.
And also Monash.
I'm playing Daru Arnwala, a wood elf bard, working as a farmer on the peripherals of Broad Hollow. Daru specializes in growing medicinal herbs, flowers, and highly sought-after recreational smoking leaf. Daru enjoys entertaining the locals after a hard day's work with music and chill vibes.
We open in the podunk town of Broad Hollow, a small farming hamlet located on the border between the petty kingdoms of Shokes and Fernweald. A tiny agrarian place of some 100 inhabitants, Broad Hollow boasts one tavern and a yearly market, held when the travelling traders arrive to sell trinkets and luxuries, and temporarily double the town's population overnight. Broad Hollow falls within the fief of Squire Noel Campbell, a member of the sprawling Campbell family that controls much of the trade within Fernweald. His annual visits at harvest time are the biggest social event on the Broad Hollow calendar, and the associated harvest feast is gossiped about for months afterwards. We are attending a very different event today, however. It is a very sad occasion, and we open in the temple. We see Father Eldroon, the somewhat drunken priest. He is holding a funeral service, and in front of him are 6 coffins. There are 4 quite large coffins and 2 very small coffins.
Why?
Really?
Did someone get chopped in half?
Wow. Daru, you are an insensitive prick.
Yes, so most of the town is attending the funeral here, except for the ones who are setting up for the wake afterwards. So we see Father Eldroon is standing in front of the coffins, and he is giving a somewhat drunken epitaph to the family. Though they are gone now, no doubt they would... Although they have passed over, there can be no doubt that as town healers, they would undoubtedly... Yes, well, we will all miss them.
I guess stand up and like, excuse me.
He throws a handful of earth on the coffins and very slowly turns to you. He goes, yes.
Can I please take your place and read the eulogy?
Please do, Keel. I was about to ask you if you had any words to say. Please, yeah. Keel, Keel Silverscale, everyone.
Hi, everyone. My family has been the only healers of this town for the last generation, and I think our position in this town is really valuable, and I'm upset, mortified that they're gone and that I wasn't able to help them. But I know that in their absence, I will become stronger. I will learn. I will find out what this disease was so that no one will ever have to... It's hard to... And you can just see Keel just freezing. And what he's trying to do is he's trying to think of different words to say. But I think
you see in the crowd, there's this horrible old lady, and everyone else is standing, and she is seated. She has brought her own chair, or rather, her son has carried a chair out for her. And you see she's leaning on a stick, and she's got a shawl wrapped around her. And she's like, yes, yes, that's enough of that. Now sit down, young Keel. You've said quite enough already. Sit down, young man. We all understand. And behind this horrible old lady, we see her son standing with his hand on her shoulder. Amy, would you like to describe who we see here?
So, this man is dressed in way too many shawls, acting like they're belts, and has his shirt open to his navel. It's almost obscene. It's all like ruffly, and he wears an obnoxiously large hat with a feather in it. So he's very politely pulled the hat down onto his chest, and he has like almost a mullet thing going on with very curly hair. And he jangles where he walks. Where is the jingling coming from?
So we see Reckless Rick there, standing with his hand on his mum's shoulder. She's like, yes, yes, young Keel, you're very sad. You can sit now. It's okay.
And when others in the town reach their final days, I hope that we are all as respectful as we are right now.
And very loudly, she hits a stick on the ground and goes, well said, well said. Is it time for the wake now? And you see Father Eldroon comes forward. He's like, yes, the wake will be held outside the Dancing Pony Tavern. You are all, of course, welcome to attend. And you see he turns to you, Keel, and he kind of takes your hand and pats you very gently on the back of the hand. The old lady, she sort of very loudly stands up with a loud sigh, and you see she turns to her son and she goes, I hope you paid attention to what went on today, Edwin. It'll be my turn next. Without a healer in town, I'll not live to see another winter, Edwin.
Ma, it's fine. Those healers didn't even really work anyway. Otherwise, they wouldn't have kicked it, would they? Just come on. I quietly usher her out the door.
Edwin, what are you doing? So you kind of hurry her away. So you see everybody kind of heads over towards the tavern. Daru, what are you getting up to while this is going on?
Is Keel at the back, considering he was at the front?
Yeah, he's kind of at the back there. Father Eldroon is just kind of just talking to him. It looks like he's talking to it. Most of what he's saying is and he's actually not saying that many words.
He's not actually saying anything, and in fact, I'm trying to like remorse with him, and he's just being that support, the quote unquote supportive, despite and everything I say.
He is, yes. That's what he's doing.
I want to hang back at the back and try and pull Keel aside and walk with him to the tavern.
So you see, Father Eldrin gives you a dirty look as you kind of walk over. Keel, what do you do as Daru approaches?
Yes.
I'm very, very sorry for your loss, Keel.
Thanks, Daru.
Will you walk with me? It's best not to be alone.
I look back at the priest. I can say back to him. And then I walk next to you.
I give the priest a dirty look just for fun. Okay, we start walking and I say, Keel, we can go ahead back to mine, and Sharab will fix us up a nice relaxing sort of evening.
Ma, he's not a weirdo. They're just the clothes he wears. He hasn't been around in a while. It's fine. Lay off him.
Thanks, Rick.
How did you turn up now?
He's a bit strange, isn't he, Rick? He's a bit weird. They were all a bit weird.
And I just want to like slightly pass Daru a little sort of in my hand.
Daru?
His little thing. No, sorry. So pass Keel something in my hand, like I offer a little sneaky hand to him.
I take it. I'd like to stay for the wake.
Okay, I said save this for later. I tell him, and it's obviously a little bit of
okay. So are you guys heading over towards the tavern, the Dancing Pony Tavern?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. You guys head over and you can see just about every member of the entire community and its surrounding farms is gathered in the tavern, or outside the tavern in the square there, because, I mean, there's not that many people here, so they've all showed up for the funeral and they're not going to turn down a free drink. As you guys approach the tavern, you see a particularly striking figure carrying huge barrels in and out of the tavern, huge big barrels of ale. Ashley, do you want to describe your character? What does he look like?
Yeah, so he's about 6'6" tall, medium build, not as big as you'd expect an orc to be or a half orc to be, but
6'6".
But still, I meant big as in bulky. He's quite tall, but
okay.
On the slender side for an orc. He's got red eyes, light lime green skin, and he's got a couple of orc tusks poking out from his mouth, jet black hair, the single pink streak tied up into a bun. He's carrying these beer barrels upstairs 2 at a time. But he throws it on the ground, or wipes a bit of sweat off his brow, and he's like,
Nearby, there is a scullery maid, and she is washing mugs in a little wash tub. And her name is Lucy. And she turns to her friend Daisy, and she goes, "Oh, he's so stronger." And you see, she starts fanning it. She starts fanning herself up to her elbows in soap. She's like, "Oh, I know he's a half orc, but he really gets me motor running." And you see, she starts fanning herself something fierce. So all of you guys kind of show up in the little market square outside of the tavern here. You can see everyone in town is kind of gathered to have a drink. Keel, you see Henry Coldhammer, the town sheriff. He's kind of approaching you there, Keel, and you see he's got his club, kind of at his hip. He's always ready for trouble, and he walks up and he extends his hand to you, and he goes, "Ah, young Keel, bad business with your family."
Yes, Sheriff.
Well, I just wanted to offer me condolences, I'm afraid.
I didn't expect going away to be this hard.
No one ever does, young man. No one ever does. Perhaps you'll feel compelled to stay in Broad Hollow for a little then, maybe.
We'll see how I feel in the morning.
Aye, well, have yourself a good drunk tonight, lad. I'll pay your bar tab.
Let's give him a salute.
For God's sake, Mum, you don't want their hand-me-downs. They go to the relatives. They're called heirlooms. That's weird.
Well, someone's got to have the old shawls.
Ma, I think she was buried in it. Let it go.
Well, if she wasn't, I'm having it.
And you see the constable kind of ignores this, and he gives you a dirty look, Daru, and he's kind of like, "Daru," and then he turns and he goes to mill about. You guys see around the market square here, everyone's kind of having a drink. It's rather somber, and they're trying to keep it low key, except for the children. The children of the town are racing here, there, and everywhere. They're laughing, they're playing, and seeing this, old Tom, the town bard, he pulls out his lute and he goes, "Gather round, children, gather round now. I will tell you a story." And you see he just kind of wants the kids to calm down. And you see the kids are pretty excited about this, and they all come running over and they sit at his feet.
How many kids do we have in Brawlhalla?
19.
Shit, so like 20% of the population.
Yeah, that'd be about right. I don't know. Under 18, 20%. Yeah, that sounds fine.
Well, after some of your family died, it's a higher percentage.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh.
And you see old Tom picks up a glass of wine and he wets his lips with it and he goes, he strums his lute aimlessly, just a random chord, and he goes, "Listen close now and hear my tale, the greatest story ever told. A tale of how the world came to be and how it came to be undone. A tale of how an old bargain was broken and why the once clean rivers will soon run with blood. The tales of times to come." And you see stretches and takes a sip of his wine. "In times long past, when the world was young, the gods watched over us and guided us to bounty. But the 7 princes of Hell were jealous of their wealth. As demons they could not create, only destroy. And so they waged war on the gods, and the world shook with force of their battles. After many years, the gods were victorious, but the power of the demon princes was such that even the gods could not destroy them. And so the gods imprisoned the demon princes and locked them away until such time as the world ended and peace was restored. With the demon princes defeated, the gods withdrew from the world and left us to determine our fate in safety." And you see everyone around the market square kind of nods, and Father Eldrune goes, "Yes, here. The High Kings of Westgar ensured that the faithful were protected from the influence of the demons until the last High King died and the legend of the demon princes faded into obscurity. And so it would have remained for all eternity until a man was born whose fate was to destroy all that the gods had built. To the west, in the accursed kingdom of Shorks," and you see the audience, they all sort of shift and they mutter, "Oh, bad business that," "a man was born, the product of incest, to parents who were cannibals, demon worshippers, and worse." The audience is like, "Boo!" "On the day he was born, the skies rained blood, and the sheep were struck dead in their fields. Rivers flowed uphill, and shadows were cast towards the sun rather than away from it. On this fateful day was born the destroyer, the demon king, Dilkash, Shetan. Accursed be his name." And you see all of the adults around the market square, they go, "Accursed be his name," and they kind of mime throwing salt over their shoulders.
Sounds like a cool guy to me.
You see, old Tom crosses his legs. Like his parents, Dilcash too was a demon worshipper, and using his evil charms, he tricked good King Gizzard into sending an expedition into the mountains. With the help of his demonic servant, he defiled the tomb of the High King, stole his crown, and unleashed the demon prince upon an innocent world. And once again, you hear the audience boo, boo. Dilcash returned to Shorks, slew King Gizzard, claimed the mantle of High King for himself, and declared war on the world in the name of his evil masters. But Dilcash was not the only one to return from the mountains, was he? King Gizzard's loyal bodyguard, the divine monk Fendala, accompanied the treacherous Dilcash on his journey. When Dilcash's trickery was revealed, he smote the traitor, and all the children go, ooh, yay, and forced him to flee in shame and ignominy. As the evil one fled, Fendala cried out to the gods for help, and such was his goodness that the gods ended their long silence and descended from the heavens to confront the demon princes once more. And all the adults go, woo, yeah, all right, and they clap.
Nerd.
Old Tom nods approvingly and holds his glass up to them. Such are the times we live in. The demon princes are free, and the struggle for our souls sweeps across our land once more. The conflict begins now, and for all I know, it may continue to the ends of time. Hear my words now, children. Pray to the gods and steel yourselves against the hard times to come. And you see old Tom sculls the rest of his wine, and all the children sit looking wide-eyed, and they're like, oh, that Dilcash, he's a bad man. I hope Fendala saves us. Oh, Dilcash. And there's no mention whatsoever of Gizzardson.
That's valid. I guess shout out to, I was like, gods will not help us.
You see Father Eldroon is all like, gods are very important. Gods, yes.
I want to walk up to Taika after seeing him work so hard.
Yeah, he's presumably still carrying barrels, Taika. Yep.
Okay, I just walk up to Taika and I pass him something in my hand and go, for your hard efforts.
What is this?
It's a chewing leaf. Try it and see if you want some more in the future.
It's going to be like the last time, Daru. Last time you told me it was just for chewing. It was fine. Nothing was going to happen. And then I tripped fucking balls for days.
Look, this is good shit. I swear.
I don't want the good shit. I throw it at his feet. Bah. Go back to moving barrels.
I pick it up and put it in my pocket. I'll be ready for next time.
Dungeon Master.
Yes.
Where are my parents being buried? Or
just in the church graveyard.
Will that happen now, or will that happen later?
Yes, they are presumably being buried right now.
I want to leave the wake and head towards the cemetery.
All right, you head towards the cemetery, and you give me a stealth check. Actually, here we go. The first roll of our new campaign,
and it's a stealth check.
Yeah, give me a stealth check to see how subtly you leave the party here.
All right, throw.
Clickety clackety clickety clack.
Not at all. I rolled a 3, so that's
clack.
Everybody turns to watch you leaving your own family's wake, and Father Eldrin goes, "Kill. Is there somewhere you'd rather be? Kill somewhere else. Kill."
My family.
Your family are gone. Kill. That's why we're here.
I'm going to the cemetery.
Well, yes, of course. Kill in the cemetery. Yes. Say hello to Fredigo. Okay, so is anyone going with him, or are you guys just going to enjoy the party?
I want to go with him. I want to run and catch up with him.
I'm going to ditch my mother and go with him too.
Ooh.
Oh, you see, Lydia is unimpressed.
Where are you going, Edwin?
I'm going to talk to Daisy. Remember Daisy? Yeah, I'll be right back.
Edwin!
It's Rick.
All right. Okay. So you head off in pursuit of Keel, and Daru, you also follow Keel. Keel, you would arrive first at the cemetery here, and you can see this rather weird and ugly looking fellow. He's got like red hair and a squint and that. You see, he's filling in the graves of your family there, and you would recognize this as Frediger Rather. You grew up with him. He was kind of the town bully, and now he is the gravedigger.
Hey, Fredo.
Oh, hey, it's you, Keel. Just burying your family. What?
Can I open the casket just before you finish?
What on earth do you want to do that for, you weirdo?
Just a bit of a dragon clan thing you wouldn't understand.
Yeah, of course I wouldn't. I'm not a weirdo. Go ahead, by all means. And he very theatrically takes a step back and gestures towards the coffins.
I just look at my family one last time. For those who have not yet been, but those who will be in the fires, may the gods eventually come to save us. And then I want to, like a low heat, I want to use my fire breath, and I want to just cinder part of their bodies.
Okay, yeah, you breathe fire of the bodies. Daru and Rick, you kind of show up just as he's doing that, and you barbecue your family lightly. And Freddy gets all like, "Yeah, what are you doing, mate? That is insane. How am I supposed to bury that?" Yeah, I guess that would reduce. Yeah, you're trying to reduce them to ash.
Hey, Daru, that stuff you gave me, like, did you see that too?
Yeah. It was beautiful. And
all
weird.
right. Cool corpse play.
You're absolutely fair. It is cold damage, so it's a cold fire.
All right, what actually happens is you breathe your freezing breath over them and they freeze solid, like people who've been placed in deep freeze. But other than that, they stay in their coffins.
Okay, that is beautiful.
Freddy is like, "What are you doing, mate?"
Like I said, you wouldn't understand.
Right, okay. And you see he resumes kind of like throwing dirt in these graves. So Daru and Rick, you guys are there with him. Is there anything in particular you wanted to do? He's just kind of standing
I just want to comfort him. I'll walk up to him, put a hand on his shoulder scale.
All right, you do that. We haven't actually had a description for Keel. Keel, what do you look like?
Keel is about 6 feet tall, standard for a dragon. His scales are quite slick, and he doesn't tend to wear a lot of additional clothing. It's not really necessary for a dragonkin. There's a few short that cover any genitalia, but otherwise
that's all he's wearing is shorts.
Shorts and a like a raggedy singlet. Yeah.
You're making Rick have feelings.
Well, because the rest, and then the singlet itself is mostly just leather. It's just a leather armor piece. It's always ready.
Is there any mesh?
Metal mesh.
Just sexy mesh.
Yeah, is it a mesh singlet?
To be honest, I didn't actually think too much about his appearance.
All right, so we see this young dragonborn kind of mourning the loss of his family. Since you guys are over next to the church, Keel, Daru, and Rick, can you guys all give me a perception check, please?
Yeah.
No.
That'll be a 19 for
19.
Keel.
Yep,
19.
okay. 19.
I got a 5.
5, okay.
20 total.
20, okay. Keel and Rick, you guys don't notice much amiss. You're kind of distracted by your grief. But Daru, on the breeze, you catch a very slight hint of smoke, of wood smoke, and more than wood smoke. And it's coming from to the west of the town.
Rest of the town? Okay.
So we'll cut back over to Taika in the market square there. So Taika, are you done with your barrels yet, or are you still just carrying them back and forth for no reason?
Oh, how heavily is the town drinking?
I mean, pretty heavily, but I don't imagine they've gone through more than like a barrel already.
Okay, so I'm probably just sitting back, just relaxing a little bit. Everyone's having fun. There's not too much else to set up. I'm just having a beer of my own.
You know what would be nice right now when you're relaxing?
You shut it, Daru.
You see Lucy kind of walks up to you, Taika, and she's like, "Oh, Taika, are you all done moving those big, heavy barrels already?"
Hi, Lisa. Yeah, I am done. Finished it up.
It's Lucy, but that's okay. Lucy, not Lisa.
Oh, my apologies.
Well, maybe you can make it up to me if you maybe, I don't know, take me down to the river later and we can have a nice, quiet drink together. What do you say, Taika?
Yeah, sure thing. Why not?
All right. You see over Lucy's head, you can see two strangers approaching. This is very unusual because no one ever visits Broad Hollow. You see there's this tiny, skinny little wood elf, and he looks like a mean dude. You can see he's got 2 long daggers, one strapped to either thigh, and he's actually wearing this studded leather armor. And behind him is an even scarier dude. He's a legit minotaur. So there is a 7-foot tall minotaur. He's wearing like chainmail and carrying an axe. And you see these 2 guys are kind of walking through the crowd, and people are recoiling from them, and they're kind of glaring in people's faces, and it looks like they're looking for someone. So you see these guys type, what are you gonna?
So generally I'd carry when I'm traveling, I'd carry a shield and a battle axe with me. Where would I have left that?
Probably inside the tavern. You're not likely to have it on you at the moment.
All right. So what I'm going to do is I'll turn to Lucy and Lucy, let's get inside the tavern.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea. There's no one in there.
Just trying to simultaneously get closer to weapons and lead her on a little bit.
Boys, you orc, you.
Lucy follows you into the tavern, and you see her friend Daisy kind of watching you enviously there. Yeah, so she kind of follows you in the tavern. What would you see? You see Henry Coldhammer, our town sheriff from before. He goes over to speak to these 2 blokes, and you can't really make out what they're saying. How long? So you're just starting into the tavern to grab your shield and your battle axe?
Just to get closer to it in case something happens. I've got a vibe about them.
So you make it into the tavern, the kind of main room there. You see Lucy's like, oh, nice and private. Should we go upstairs?
Lucy. One second. And I'm just gonna lean and like peek over through the curtain, just trying to get a clearer picture on what's going on outside.
You see Lucy's like, oh, you don't have to worry. I think they'll be busy for hours yet. And through the curtain, you can see that this minotaur and this wood elf, they're kind of talking to the sheriff. And at first, he's really standoffish, and then his face gets very grave, and he nods, and then he points a little ways out of town. And you're kind of new to town, so give me, I guess, survival check to see if you know where he's pointing.
No, 3.
Yeah, you got no idea. He's pointing. You're like, oh, man, there's probably a house in that direction, but I've no idea whose. All right, so back over in the cemetery, Rick, Daru, and Keel. Daru, you smell a little bit of smoke born on the breeze there. Yeah, what is your reaction to this? You guys
First, I just want to look over in the direction. Can I see anything? Well, just my first reaction. Like, oh.
Yes, you can see a plume of black smoke. It looks like a house has been set on fire in that direction.
Okay, I just sort of shake Keel's shoulder because I got and go, what's happening over there? Look, I can see smoke.
You guys all look, and you can see black smoke rising. Not that far away, probably only half a mile or so.
Will we be expecting a bonfire?
I don't know.
That's black smoke.
What's your family traditions here?
As silver scales, we don't. It's ice.
Oh, right. Sorry, I'm just distracted. Daisy told me something. And I get he's a good-looking orc, but I mean, we're the same species, you would think. Anyway, should we go check out the fire?
Look, I reckon tigers are cool, but yeah, no, we should go ahead back. Yeah.
So you guys are going to head back to the market square?
Yes, I am.
Where is it? How far away?
Half a mile out of town.
Look, Keel, I just wanted to apologize for my mother, but she will come knocking for your mum's good stockings and stuff.
I think that will be the most offensive part. I'm okay with the rest.
All right, so are you guys all heading back towards the market square?
Yes.
Dora's kind of being supportive, and then Rick's kind of being his own supportive self.
Okay, so you guys head back towards the market square, and you kind of arrive back, and you can see the constable. He's there. He's looking the town sheriff. He's looking very grave, and you see he rushes up to you, Daru, and he goes, "Oh yes, Daru. There were two nasty looking blokes looking for you. I couldn't see you, so I sent them on to your house."
For me? Why
What, yes.
for me? What nasty looking blokes?
There was a wood elf and there was a minotaur. Very nasty looking fellows. I assumed they were friends of yours.
I don't know any minotaurs, I think.
And you see Tamaku. Tamaku has not yet been mentioned. He's in the crowd doing drug deals. Tamaku kind of overhears you, and he walks up and he's like, Daru, did he say a wood elf and a minotaur?
Yeah, what do you know?
Oh, nothing. We should talk though.
Okay, I walk towards Tamaku and it's like,
Okay, you guys kind of sidebar for a second.
Yeah.
Tamaku's like, hey, remember the wood elf and the minotaur, Boz and Koska? They wanted to buy all our leaf, all our medicine, and you said no, and they were like, you'll regret this.
I remember that.
Yeah, no, that was totally a thing that happened. Yeah, no, it could be those guys.
Oh, well, that's unfortunate. What do they want?
Well, I assume all of our leaf, man.
Then they could come during business hours.
Well, from what the sheriff said, they have come during business hours and they're back at the house now.
I turn to Keel and I'm like, I once met a minotaur on this island. Turned out he'd fucked his mum. I swear to God, it happened. Yeah, swear to God, there was this maze and all these kids.
Isn't that how minotaurs are made?
The mum fucks the bull. Yeah, that's how they mate.
That's a weird.
So hang on, how are dragon folk made?
Oh,
So I look at Marco and go, will Sharab be in trouble?
They were nasty dudes. I mean, could be. Can everyone give me another perception check?
But I'm not very perceptive.
Including Tyker, but you can do it with disadvantage because you're inside the pub being mauled by Lucy.
Keel has
Six.
a 15.
How'd you do, Tyker?
Yeah, terribly. I can tell there's some sort of commotion outside, but I don't know.
Lucy's
Lucy's
like,
just doing it.
Tyker. You see, she spills a drink down your back. She's like, oh, I'm sorry. We should get you out of that wet shirt.
And I oblige, just check it off.
As long as it's not Daisy.
Yeah, baby.
With a 16, Rick, you think you vaguely hear the sound of a scream born on the wind.
I think I vaguely hear the sound of a scream. Yes, over there, on the wind.
What direction on the wind?
What direction do I hear it?
It's from the same direction that the smudge of smoke was coming from.
Oh,
Out near the smoke, we should probably, Daru, I assume that's near your house now.
Have I deduced that the smoke is in the direction of my house? Is that
It is not in the direction of your house.
Oh,
Okay.
now I feel, like, obliged.
where is the where is the sheriff?
The sheriff, he's still in the crowd.
I rush over to the sheriff. Sheriff.
What's going on?
There was a scream just outside of town.
A scream,
Yeah, there's a scream and I can see smoke burning.
and you see he looks and he sees the smoke. Well, I suppose I better
Hey,
check it out then.
Keel, aren't you like this famous monster hunter?
I didn't say. I
You
will.
should go check it out.
I-
Don't you, like, kill monsters for a living now, buddy? Isn't that your whole shtick?
Can I hear this? Or am I still off to
Yeah,
the
you
side?
guys can all hear this.
Yeah.
You see the sheriff kind of hitches his pants up above his big tummy, and he takes his cudgel, which is it's just a stick with a bit of iron on the end. You see he kind of eyes the smoke appreciatively, and he stops and he goes, Roger, and you see his brother Roger Coldhammer, the town smith. He comes out holding a smith's hammer. He's like, "We're gonna check out that smoke. Let's go." And you see
Keel's
the two of
gonna
them.
lead the party. He's a monster hunter.
I'm not. I will join them. I'm still a novice.
Oh, don't sell yourself short, buddy.
No, I
You've got
I
this.
need Keel to come with me to my house where the actual monsters went.
Oh, that's what I thought we were talking about. Never mind.
Two different directions. Yep.
No, Keel, will you come with me? Help me out.
I guess the sheriff. I guess the sheriff is better off than me. Do you want me? Do you want my blade?
I want you to show your big guns off to scare them off.
Yeah, big. Yeah. Those. Just trying to suck a tear in.
You use your lizard breath. That's rad.
Lizard breath.
It's a dragonborn, not a lizard. I'm not a lizard folk. I swear to
Forgive my ignorance. Forgive my ignorance.
I swear to Niobe, you have heard the goddamn story enough times.
All right, so which way is everyone going? Tyker, you can see the sheriff and his burly brother heading in one direction.
I'm gonna grab Keel's hand and start walking towards my place, and I'm gonna get, hey, Tamaku, come help me. Yeah.
Where would my longsword be?
Probably back at your house. You wouldn't have worn it to the funeral.
Do you want a weapon? I have to go home to get that.
We've got some scythes in the field.
Tamaki's like tugging on your sleeve. He's like, Daru, come on, man.
I'm dragging him as we talk. Like, yeah, just come on.
All right, you guys head out towards
I'm
Daru's
so
house.
impressed, Keel. That
So
sounds
Tyker
awesome.
and Rick, what are you guys getting up to?
I want to see the famous Keel in action, so I'm gonna
God.
follow.
So Taika, what are you getting up to? You can see these guys heading one way and the sheriff and his burly brother heading another way.
So what is the vibe that I'm getting? Like, can I see? Are they panicked? Are they relaxed? Would I even?
The
suspect
sheriff
them?
looks worried, and these guys are panicked, but you don't know why.
You
Okay.
totally just have sex.
I'm just gonna.
Lucy's all
wait,
like,
stop.
"Oh, my shirt's wet now too," and you see she takes her shirt off.
Lucy, love.
What kind of shirt is she wearing?
Rain check, okay? Rain check, and then I'm gonna grab my axe and my shield. I'm just gonna check out a thing. I'll be back, and I'm gonna.
You'd actually give me a perception check as you leave.
Yeah, 3. It'd be 5.
You don't hear what Lucy says as you leave, but it's something racist towards orcs. She's like, "Oh, typical orc, always thinking with an axe."
Oh no.
Which way you going, Taika?
I think I would follow Daru because Daru looks panicked, and even though
Okay.
I turned down his stuff, I'm not, completely. Not like I'm not friends with him.
You guys head out towards Daru's farm. It takes you a few minutes to get out there. Taiki, you're kind of trailing behind everyone else. When you guys arrive at the farm, Daru, you immediately see your door is wide open, and that doesn't bode well. You don't think?
Hey, my door is open.
Well, why'd you leave it open?
Tamaku goes, "That doesn't bode well."
Sharab.
There's no answer.
Oh, typical Sharab.
Should we be worried about that fire? I mean,
Well, the sheriff's had it handled.
The sheriff has protected this town for ages. I'm sure. Like,
Kill. Go check inside for me. I'm scared.
that's fine, but I don't have a weapon.
you are the weapon. You are a great monster.
I am not a
I
brawler.
hand him a blunt scythe I found.
Taika,
finding
you
the
catch up now, and you arrive with these guys.
Hey,
Just
Taika.
in time, mate. We're
What's
gonna
going-
see this guy kill
I
some
give him a
monsters.
fist bump.
Oh, yeah, isn't he some famous monster hunter?
Such a famous monster hunter.
Oh, yeah, I know. I'm not feeling that great.
Kill. Head inside.
The funeral was a lot.
Use
Okay.
those emotions. Let them build the
The
feud.
more
I like massage his shoulders and just like kiss.
okay.
Bro, you just get inside for me.
I pick up Daru's scythe. I need to look at the stats for scythe.
It's blunt and rusty.
We'll call it an improvised weapon.
The scythe
Okay.
is only for cutting random grass. We don't actually grow any like tall things. It's just, it's more of just a random tool you have.
You don't know where it came from. It was just always
Yeah.
there.
It's
We've had it for years in the family, about 700 years.
700.
70-year-old side.
All right, so what are you doing, Keel? You've got your scythe. Are you heading inside?
Yeah, I guess so. How far away were we from the door when we got there?
I don't know. You would have stopped maybe 100 feet away or something like that.
Okay, so I walk up, and then when we're about 30 feet away, or 40, 50, something that,
Yep.
that distance, 60, 70, 80. Hello?
You walk a few paces forward and then stop. There's no answer from inside the house.
Daru, what was your cousin's name again?
Sharab.
Sharab. Hey, Sharab.
There's no answer.
I walk into the door. Hey, is anyone here? I'm just like knocking on the door.
There continues to be no answer. Can everyone give me another perception check?
Nat 20.
Oh, nat 20.
Aye, boy.
Daru, with a nat 20, you can not only notice there is now a huge plume of smoke rising from the town square where you guys were a minute ago. And you can hear like a chorus of screaming now.
Hey, Taika, can you hear
Not
that
my
screaming?
mom.
What's screaming?
Look, the
Sorry, I
smoke
was
has
just
gotten
thinking.
bigger.
I was just thinking about Lucy. What are you talking about?
Keel, there appears to be no one in the house, though you do notice a note pinned to the table with a dagger.
I pick it up and I have a read.
Okay, you read it, and it is written in really untidy script. It says, "We propose a trade. If you don't enter into business with us, he's not coming back." And it just says "Boz" at the bottom.
How well is it written? Like, is it someone who
Quite
knows
poorly.
how to read and write?
Someone has
Okay.
clearly scratched it really quickly.
Can I have a quick squeeze through the house and see if anything's been like damaged or looted?
So, did you, Daru, tell us that the screams are getting worse and stuff?
I just turned around and said, I can hear more screaming.
So I hightail it back around and start walking back towards.
Yeah, we'll resolve
Bye,
that in a
Rick.
second. So Keel, can you give me an investigation check?
Yep.
He's gonna say, I'll follow Rick as well. It's not-
Mm.
I've gotten onto what's going on now.
Did Tamaku
His
come
little
with us?
sweetheart.
Yeah, Tamaki's still there. He's wringing his hands. He's like, oh, I hope everything's all right.
That's a dirty 20.
Keel, you notice a small puddle of blood and what appears to be 3 wood elf teeth in the doorway to one of the bedrooms.
Oh, God. Darrow, just shouting back. I think you might want to come in.
I come in. I hear him and go, okay.
So
Keel,
Rick
what's
and
up?
Taika, you guys are heading into town. Daru and Keel, you guys are still at the house. All right, so Rick and Taika, it'll take you guys a quick minute to get into town. But as you start heading in that direction, you guys can now see there's a lot of smoke rising from the center of town. And yeah, you can hear screams and you start to see people running in your direction. And they appear to be fleeing in terror.
Me mem told me 1,000 ways she thought she was going to die. To a Minotaur was never one of them.
What about black flames?
So Keel and Daru, what are you guys getting up to?
One, some person named Boz is making a trade with you.
Yes, Tamaku mentioned Boz.
Tamaki's still outside. He's like, what's going on in there? Ah.
I just show Daru the note.
I take it, look at it, and pocket it.
More pressing, and I guess hold up 3 teeth. Like, are these your cousins?
I don't know. Where'd you get them from? What the? Why are they in your hand? Why did you pick them up?
So I push the bedroom door, and I'm like, I guess squint my eyes. I'm like, hello?
There continues to be no answer.
Do I see anything when I open the door?
You see Sharab's room. It's got, I don't know, like cushions. He liked cushions, and he had a really bad taste in art. So there's like, I guess, bad anime posters. Like he drew them himself. Poorly drawn anime posters all over the walls.
Sounds so much like Sharab.
It's just like him.
There's no body of Sharad.
No, there's no body.
Why do you have teeth?
You tell me. Why do you have teeth on your floor?
I don't keep teeth in my.
There was also blood.
We'll cut back over to Rick and Taika. So you guys are jogging into town, and you can see people running back the other way. What are you guys going to do?
Yeah, I'm gonna book it to where the wake was to get to.
Okay, yep. Taika, what are you doing?
Yeah, I'll follow.
Okay, yeah. You guys run as fast as you can, and you arrive back at the square. And you can see now that most of the buildings have been set on fire, except for the tavern. Nearly all of the citizens have been lined up outside the tavern, and they're on their knees. And you can see a bunch of armored soldiers parading back and forth in front of them. And there's one great big guy at the front. He's got a great big tummy. He's wearing full plate armor. And he's going, well now. My name is Captain Shelby. And I'm the leader of the Shokes Guard. Now, who here is looking for new employment?
I'm going to dive towards the nearest tree and try to hide behind it.
Yep, give me a stealth check, sure. And Taika, what are you doing? You can see this guy's kind of talking to the crowd.
I'll go the opposite direction and try and just hide behind like a building wall, assuming it's not on fire.
Okay, yep, both of you guys try and hide. Yep, give me a stealth check.
21.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Oh, nice.
Rick, you just disappear behind this tree.
15.
15. All right. Yes. He doesn't appear to notice you, even though you rather clumsily hide behind this tree, Taika. All right. Yeah. So you guys duck behind this tree, and you see Captain Shelby continues his speech as his troops fan out. They're kind of holding everyone at like sword and spear point. He's like, yes. I'd like to know which of you is looking for new employment, because you see there's a number of openings in the involuntary labourer class that maybe I think you would all be perfect for. And you see he walks over to, they've got Frediger there, the town bully, and you can see he picks him up. He's like, oh, yes, perfect for digging. Take this one. And you see he takes him by the scruff of the neck and he throws him to one of his guys, and one of his guys starts tying up Frediger's hands. So we'll cut back over to Daru and Keel. What are you guys getting up to in the house here with your teeth?
How did this happen?
Where is your cousin?
Where is my cousin?
Tamaki comes through the door and is like, oh my goodness, have they taken him? Have they taken him?
What do you mean, Tamaku?
He's clearly gone. And the note makes it clear that, if you don't go into business with them, they won't give him back.
How do you know about the note?
I read it just then.
Here's that note.
Who? What are you talking about?
Why would they have taken him?
Wasn't Costco, I told you, but to compel you to do a drug deal with them.
But the note seemed so nice and calm. It didn't seem that brutal.
You're not getting him back unless you go into business with us.
Marco, can you read the note out loud again, please?
We've taken him. You're not getting him back unless you go into business with us. And you see a bit at the end. You see a bit at the end that you didn't notice before, and it's written really menacingly, or else.
This note is threatening.
Okay,
You turn it over and it says, this one's clearly written by Costco, and it's even messier. It's like, I'll kill him with my horns.
okay, I apologize. I didn't read it with my ears when when the Ross said it.
I hadn't written its content down. So Tamaku's like, oh my goodness, what should we do? We should go find the constable.
How badly did we vex them?
I just badly enough that they would want to kidnap your cousin.
This is so unusual. I'm sure I would go to business with them.
I mean, they were shady guys, and they were trying to compel you to sell all your product at a very cheap price instead of giving it to your parents.
Well, I suppose we need to get him back.
And Tamaki wrings his hand. He's like, I think we should get the constable's help. I'll go do that now. And you see he runs off into the center of town.
Dude, the constable's he's out. Okay, whatever.
This is stressful.
All right, we cut back over to the town square, and you see Captain Shelby's moving through the crowd. You see,
my anxiety is like right here. Okay.
You see, you guys recognize the person he lifts up next. It is Greg Frothblown, the owner of the tavern. And you see he lifts him up and he's all like, and he picks him up by the throat and he's looking at him. Not much life left in this one. Put him on the sacrifice pile. And you see he uppercuts him and throws him to one of the guards, and the guard sneers nastily and throws him in a cage.
How many guards, how many people are here?
You can see at the moment, you can only see 8 guards and Captain Shelby in his full plate armor at the front.
8 guards and
guards.
Captain Shelby.
And Captain
we're
Shelby.
level 1?
And Captain Shelby looks like bad news.
Taka could take him. He's 6'6" and
we need
athletic.
kill. Oh my god.
By himself.
What are you guys getting up to? So he's told him to throw Greg, your employer, Taika. He's throw Greg on the sacrifice pile.
Fuck, I'm not getting paid. Fuck.
We know.
I look at Tyker and I'm like, what do we do? Do you want to stay? I want to stay. Let's stay.
Can I find a rock by my feet?
Yep. Yeah, it'd probably be a rock. Why not?
Yeah, and I'm going to just try and pick a window or something nearby that might lure some guards our way without bringing them directly to us. Try and throw it.
Go deception or performance to attract their attention. Pick one.
Can I give him a help action?
Yeah, you can help.
All right. Roll with advantage. Come on. Use different dice to what you've been using.
15.
15. All right. You see there's this tinkling sound as you shatter a window. And Captain Shelby, he turns to look in your direction, and you can see that inside his full face helmet, there are these glowing red eyes at the very back of it. And you see he points to 2 of his guys and he goes, "Hugh and you, go find out what made that noise." And 2 of his blokes go scurrying in your direction. Back over at the farmhouse, Daru and Keel, Tamaku has now run into the center of town. He's like, "I'm going to find the constable. Oh, bye-bye." What are you guys getting up to other than, chewing some leaf?
Who are these people and where would they have taken your brother?
Well, I suppose they've taken them back to their place.
Where is that?
I don't know. I don't go visit them. They're not my friends.
You guys hear someone running past the front of the farmhouse. They're like, "Run for your lives! The village is under attack!" In the town square.
Well, that's weird.
No, please sit. Discuss it some more.
Everyone needs help.
Keel, I think we need your services elsewhere.
To be absolutely fair, I did not hear the screaming, so I have no idea.
Another person goes past. "Oh God, if only someone could help."
Keel, you're up.
What? No. Sorry.
Let's go for a walk.
Where?
Back to town.
Okay. In your cousin?
We need to get him back.
Okay, so I just grip the scythe and I start walking, shaking.
All right, you guys start heading back into town. Back over in the town square, we see a horrible old lady, Lydia O'Donnell. She stands up at the back of the crowd and she goes,
Oh, you awful young man, you rude young man. This here is a wake that you're disturbing. If my son Rick was here, he'd show you who was boss. Rick, where are you? Rick, get out here! Get out here!
No. Oh, I really don't want to die.
and you can see these two guards are kind of heading over towards you guys. They're getting quite close now, but behind them you see Captain Shelby walks over to Lydia O'Donnell.
No. Yeah.
And he twists her this way and that, and he goes, no good for involuntary labor, too weak for sacrifice.
Oh my god.
We know what to do with this one. What are you guys gonna do?
I step out from behind the fucking tree, Ross.
Oh my god.
And
Bear in mind, you
say,
don't have any weapons on you at this stage.
No, I felt that Rick would carry his rapier with him because it like goes with his costume.
To a funeral.
Yeah, he like carries it everywhere with him.
All right, okay.
It's a metaphor for his penis.
You've got your rapier on you then, yep.
Thank you, lovely. I step out and I say, good morrow, sweet sorrow. And I sidle up to the captain and I'm like, I've just been... I don't know.
Oh my god.
Sorry, just to be clear, there's a bloke approaching you. To find out what the noise was, you jump out from behind the tree, you say, good morrow, sweet sorrow, and you start walking directly towards the captain.
Yeah, with like intentional swagger. And I say, I've been sent from wait,
okay, how are you trying to get past the guard? Are you saying anything to him, or are you just walking straight at him?
I'm just walking. Oh, okay.
What I'll do is that
all right,
as Rick's walking out with all his swagger, I've got my sword and my battle axe in hand, and I'll kind of step out on the side, and as a guard goes to intercept her, I'll just I'll just like shove him with my shield.
Yeah,
you shove the guard,
push him back. Yeah.
And I'll say really loudly. I'll say to Captain Shelby, he shouldn't harm the old lady because she has been gifted long life from a demon, and a curse would fall upon him.
You give me a deception check, please.
Okay.
Have a good roll.
17 plus 7, 24. Yeah.
Ooh, plus 7. Holy.
All right, and now give me a performance check to see how convincing your performance is.
10.
So you jump out and you say that to Captain Shelby, and he goes, what? And he looks back at your mum and kind of drops her out of shock. But the guard nearby you, he just doesn't want a bar of it. And you see, as he walks up to you, he just like levels his pike and he's going to try and stab you. I'm going to go Taika and Rick roll initiative.
Nat fucking 20, bitch.
You'll go first.
18.
So Reckless Rick, you get to go first. So this guy like levels his pike and goes to stab you.
Okay, I'm going to cast Gust. He has to succeed on a strength saving throw.
He gets a 6. An 8, so.
He does not save, so he's pushed like 10 feet away from me.
This guy goes to stab you with his pike, and how do you cast Gust? What do you do?
I make a little wiggle with my fingers, and he gets thrown back, and I'm like, see, the old lady, blah!
All right, you see this guard gets blown 10 feet backwards, and that's actually his turn next. So he picks himself back up, and he covers the 10 feet back towards you, and he's going to try and stab you with his pike here.
Okay, well, he'll probably do that.
With an 18.
Yes, that hits me.
Okay, and he does 6 damage to you.
I'm dead!
Okay. So what you guys see is this. Rick
goes down.
Rick jumps out, and he's all like, "Oh, unhand my mum. She's protected by a demon." And Captain Shelby's like, "What?" and drops her. The guard, meanwhile, continues closing on him. Rick throws him backwards with a spell. Unimpressed, the guard jumps back up and charges in and stabs Rick right through the chest with a pike. And you see Rick hits the ground.
That's sad.
And the guard's all like, that's a shame. He would have made a good involuntary labourer. Taika, that is your turn. You are still hidden for now.
I will move up.
Yep.
I'm going to pick Rick up.
Yep.
Thanks, mate.
We're getting the fuck out of here. I'm just gonna bolt.
Okay, yep. You run in. I'll say you can pick up Rick just as a free action, and then you disengage and run.
Yep. There's no way.
You start running. You start running away. You hear behind you, Captain Shelby goes, "Well, go on then. Half to them, you idiots!" And back in the square, you hear Lydia O'Donnell going, and she starts sobbing uncontrollably.
You're a bully, DM.
You guys start running away, and you hear thunder rumbling overhead. Daru and Keel, I'll say you guys meet Taika coming back the other way, pursued by these guards. Yeah, you hear this storm start to gather, and lightning starts striking all around you. And you guys kind of stand there, and these two guards kind of stop. And you turn around, and in the roadway directly behind you, a bolt of lightning hits the ground. In the crater left by the lightning, you guys see this figure. It is shirtless. They're wearing martial arts pants. You can see they have huge white wings protruding from their back. This half-elven figure stands up. You see that they have a blindfold around their eyes. And everyone give me a history check.
Oh, I'm good at that.
Me?
Okay.
I'm out.
Nat 20 again.
Oh, okay. Daru, you immediately recognize this as the divine monk Fendala.
18 plus 5 is 23.
Wait, who played Fendala?
That was Ashley.
Aw, yay!
Hey, that's that guy that opposed
Not
Dilcash.
saving you.
So you see, the divine monk Fendala, and there are more lightning strikes around the town, and you see these paladins in shiny plate armor are all kind of appearing. You see Captain Shelby. He kind of goes, "Oh shit, it's them! Get them, lads!" And you see they kind of abandon all the townsfolk and start running into combat with all these paladins. You see Fendala sort of turns, and he sticks out a hand towards you guys, and he goes, flee to the church. You'll be safe there. And then he turns around and he reverse heel kicks this guard, and the guard just flies backwards and goes, bang, flies through the front wall of the mill, and the mill just collapses on this guard. And it's metal as fuck. So you see Fendala and all his paladins start kicking some ass. You guys are standing there, and you see behind you now, there's this figure in a priest's robe, and he's got a cowl pulled over his face. And he's like, this way, I'll guide you to safety.
Excellent. I'm going to follow, but I'm going to shout, Fendala, thank you, and I'm going to throw him some leaf.
So I will point out that Reckless Rick is dying at the moment.
Someone help me.
So Reckless Rick, can you give me a death save, please?
Oh, shit.
Well, that's a fail.
Okay, you see Reckless Rick convulses and spits up some blood in your arms there, Taika.
Daru, quick. Surely you've got something. And then I'm just going to kind of try and hand Rick to Daru. Do something.
I have some healing skills, but I've never revived someone. Okay, well, I'm going to cast Cure Wounds in this exact moment. Okay, so I put my hand on Rick's head, and I'm like, there we go, shaking. I rolled a 9 for my healing.
Okay, yes, you're back up to full health, I guess, Rick.
Oh, that's more HP than I
crap,
had.
you're squishy.
Thank you.
Your biceps are noticeably bigger.
You feel better than before you were stabbed.
And you have a larger penis.
With a jerk, you see Rick sits up suddenly. So you see absolute chaos has erupted. Everyone's screaming and running this way and that. These paladins are fighting against Captain Shelby and his witch knights. You see Captain Shelby's casting spells now and incinerating paladins, and Fendala's uppercutting people, and they're flying clean out of town. It's fucking metal as shit. And yeah, this cowled figure is standing behind you guys, and he's like, "Come this way, to safety, follow me."
I bolt towards the figure.
Okay, you guys are following him?
Rick, let's go, Rick. Are you okay?
You see
Dude,
Rick
I feel amazing. I feel so good. I could take them all on now. Send me back. Let's go.
That's the Parnamala recipe.
All right, you see, so you guys start running after this guy. He's like, "Come to the church," and he starts shouting to other townsfolk that you can see are starting to run with you guys. He's like, come on, everyone, to the church now, to the church. And you guys get to the church, and this cowled figure that you assumed was Father Eldroon, you can see now that it's not. This is someone else that you haven't seen before, and the doors to the church are locked fast. Yeah, what are you guys going to do?
We know we don't recognize this person now.
I'm going to try and pick the lock.
You don't recognize this person. You've never seen them before in your life.
Who are you?
Who are you and what's happening?
What? My name doesn't matter. Come on, we have to get in the church. We'll be safe there.
I just turn around and I see Rick trying to pick lock the gate, the church. Like, why is the church locked? We were just there.
You hear from inside the church, Father Aldrin. Church is closed now. Go away. Church is closed.
Don't tell him I'm
So
here.
can I try and unlock it, or
Yeah, absolutely. Give me a sleight of hand check.
that is a 19, baby?
Okay, you hear the lock clicks open, but the doors still won't open when you push on them. Go away now. Church is closed. Church is closed. No time.
I'm just gonna run at the door to try and like barge it.
Okay, give me a strength check.
Oh gosh.
Just straight strength.
Mm.
Oh, never mind.
Oh, okay.
So Father Eldrin rolled a natural 1. So you run into the doors and you bowl him over backwards where he's trying to hold them shut. And you see he's like, church is open now. Come on in.
Father Elridge, was it?
Eldrin, yes, that's his name.
Eldrin. Hello, Father Eldrin. I give him a kiss on the forehead.
He's don't touch me, weirdo. Stop it. Drugs. I don't like drugs. It's bad. So you guys make it into the church and you see the cowed stranger kind of closes the door and locks them again behind you guys. You still can't see his face and he sort of goes, please, all of you, we must pray together. We must pray for deliverance. Please bow your heads. Please join me in prayer.
I look uncomfortable.
Okay. I bow my head, but I don't know what I'm doing.
You hear this disturbing, high-pitched cackle outside the door, and then something starts scrabbling and scratching at the doors behind this guy.
This doesn't sound good.
Well, I bow my head to the guy.
He's like, please, we must all pray together, please, everyone. And you see around you the townspeople start to bow their heads, so you can see Lucy and Daisy are there. Reckless Rick, you can see your mum is there too. See, Greg didn't make it, neither did Fredigo. But you see Tamaku's there. But the town sheriff and the town smith, neither of them are there. And this cowed figure at the front kind of pushes Father Eldrin back down into a seat and goes, yes, let us all bow our heads and pray to the gods for deliverance. Do you guys all pray?
So we pray to our individual God?
Yeah, you pray to your individual God. Are you guys all happy to pray?
Yeah.
I start dancing in my typical prayer dance.
I'm just gonna sort of like bop my head.
I'm gonna walk towards the back of the church. Niobe got us the hunt. I am not ready to be the prey. What is the path? Niobe, what is the path?
You see the altar of Niobe lights up at the back of the church there near where you are. And you see this greenish beam kind of shoots out from her altar and it illuminates. And you guys all see this. It illuminates Keel. And you see the cowled figure at the front goes, Niobe, she speaks to us. Keel, approach the altar.
What? I approach the altar.
You get closer to the altar, and none of you guys are aware of this. From the outside, it looks like only half a second passes. But Keel, you see a bright flash, and then you find yourself in a forest grove. And standing in front of you is this elf. She's wearing this light leather armor and she's carrying a bow. And you see she is kneeling and she is apparently butchering a deer on the ground in front of you.
I look at her like, today's hunt was good.
She turns to you and she smiles and she goes, well met, fellow hunter. Do you think your hunt is over or just beginning?
I don't even think I've started.
She kind of walks towards you and goes, I agree. Would you like to start the hunt?
Yes. I just look around.
Will you seek out worthy prey?
Yes.
And will you speak my name with each one that falls at your hands?
I'm sorry, Niobe, I have not yet slain a beast.
Oh, I know. Keel Silverscale, but you will. And she snaps her fingers, and you find yourself back in the church. From the outside, what you guys see is this. So, Keel, you suddenly reach level 3 is what's happening here. And you gain all your starting equipment. So you see your longsword materializes in your hand, and your armor sort of appears and covers your body. Describe what happens there as you receive the god's blessing.
You see this green like vein going through my silver, and it just feels like there's this green and then there's this slight undercurrent of red in the green as it kind of slithers around my body. You can see me getting slightly larger, so it's almost like I've instantaneously become someone who knows how to use my weapons and to know how to defend myself, and I suddenly have this pose of someone that is more well equipped and ready for action.
More well equipped, I get it.
And I think Daru, as the only magic user, you would get a feeling. Oh, sorry, and any other magic users, maybe the priest, I guess. Like there seems like there's more magic behind what I'm doing.
So you see Keel gets a little bit bigger. You see this kind of, his veins bulge with this disturbing greenish kind of fluid. And there's something about him now. He seems just a little bit more magic, just a little bit more fey around the edges. And just as you guys are getting used to this Taika, you can suddenly hear a rapid sound of drumming. You can suddenly hear a really rapid drum beat. You kind of hear it, and no one else seems to be reacting to it. And as you look around, you can see that it's coming from the altar of Anarchy, the god of the wild. What do you do?
I take a step towards the altar.
You step towards the altar, and the drums get louder and louder. And then in a flash, and again, no one else sees this but you, in a flash, you find yourself standing inside a yurt, this hide tent. And it's really dark. There's these hot coals in the middle, and you see a hand reaches out and tips water over these hot coals. And as it does, you see the fire flares up a little, and it illuminates the biggest orc you have ever seen. So orcs, like goldfish and lobsters, never stop growing in their lives. The older they get, the bigger they get. This orc is like 9 feet tall, and you think he would be unimaginably old. And you see his face is a mess of scars. And he's completely nude. All he is wearing is just like a bear skin. So like the bear head is on top of his head, and it's just loosely draped over him. And you see he's looking at you with his arm on his knee, and he's like, "You know who I am?"
Aye,
"And you hear the drums, don't you?"
I do.
"You've always heard the drums, haven't you?"
It's in my blood.
And you see he stands up and he looks at your bartender uniform and he goes, "Then why have you spent so long pretending you can't?" And he leans his head back and bang, headbutts the fuck out of you. And you go flying clean out of the yurt, and you land back in the church. And you kind of receive your equipment and go up to level 3 there. Explain what that looks like from the outside for everybody else.
So I'd say that a gust of wind sort of materializes around me, and you briefly see these ethereal sort of ghosts flash in and out, rotating around me with this gust of wind. And they're big orcs, and there's also, but they're not quite orcs. They're bearish. They look almost like orc werebears, and then they fade away quickly as quick as they can.
All right. So from the outside, you guys see Taika gets even bigger. And his axe kind of lengthens and sharpens, and he just seems a little bit more real, a little bit more savage, a little bit more wild than he did before. You see this cowled figure at the front of the room. He goes, "The gods, they have favored us with 2 heroes. And he kind of sort of bows to you guys, and he goes, "Please, heroes, defend us." So Keel and Taika, what are you guys doing?
I'll raise my battle axe and go, "Yeah."
All right, Daru, you kind of see this happen, and you suddenly become aware of this, like, what'd you say, viol music?
Viol, yes.
Yes, you suddenly become aware of this viol music, and it's kind of coming from the altar of Clara, the goddess of music and art, and you can hear this very faint music coming from her altar. What are you going to do there?
I'm going to walk towards it. Right, yeah.
You walk over and you can hear the music getting louder, but no one else appears to hear it. And as you approach it, you suddenly find yourself in this concert hall. In this concert hall, you can see just the biggest orchestra just phenomenally large, tens of thousands of players. And they are somehow not sounding like a cacophony. They are all just playing in perfect harmony. It's the most beautiful, sweet music you've ever heard in your entire life. And at the front, you can see this human woman, and she's standing there and she's directing the orchestra. But you get the feeling she's not only directing the orchestra, but she's also contributing as well. And you see she makes that little sign for like a rest or whatever. And the orchestra goes quiet for a moment. And she turns around to you and she goes, Daru, our newest performer. At last, you are here.
I sort of like take a knee. This is surreal.
Ah, yes, I'm glad you show good respect. It is time for your audition, Daru. I hope you've been practicing. I hope you haven't been sitting around chewing and smoking leaves. I hope you've been practicing.
I'm just so not prepared.
Well, no time like the present, Daru. Please join the orchestra. And she gestures, and you suddenly see there is an empty seat at the front of the stage there. What are you gonna do?
I'll take it.
All right. Yeah, you walk up and you sit down, and a viol appears in your hands, and in one hand, and a bow appears in the other. Give me a performance check. Actually, no. Give me a religion check first. See how religious you're feeling, and you are proficient in religion.
Yeah. 13.
13. Okay. Not with advantage then. Just a regular performance check.
15.
15. All right. Okay. So you play your viol, and it's passable. But maybe if you didn't spend all your time smoking drugs, it would have been better. And you see Clara kind of listens. She's like, and she winces a few times and she conducts you. And at the end of it, she sort of looks gravely at you. She's like, needs a little more practice, Daru. You're not quite a first chair yet. Perhaps third.
That is fair.
But I'd be willing to take you under my wing, take you under my tutelage. And you see she turns around and she gestures to the back of the auditorium and she goes, please, go forth. Play for me. What do you do?
Just to the back of
the exit of the auditorium.
Play for you.
Yes. Go forth into the world. Play for me.
I pick up the viol and I walk towards the back of the hall.
You walk out of the auditorium and you find yourself back in the church now. And now the viol is in your hands. And it seems like no ordinary viol. So yeah, what does it look like from the outside?
Everyone hears like this sort of Dolby Atmos space sort of travel around the room. And I'm just looking a little bit more renewed. My shaggy black hair is now just a little bit more kept. And I've got a sort of a more sense of purpose as I stand there with the surprise of viol.
So you guys see Daru standing there, and you've never actually seen him carrying an instrument before. Normally he's just, dealing drugs or taking drugs. But he's kind of standing there holding this viol, like for the first time he knows what to do with it. And you see he draws the bow across the strings, and it is a truly beautiful sound. And you see again this cloaked figure at the front of the room. He claps his hands. He's like, another hero favored by the gods. 3, an auspicious number. I wouldn't have expected there to be any more. Rick, you can hear in the back of your mind the rattling sound of dice.
Yeah, boy.
And they appear. This sound, as you turn your head, it appears to be coming from the altar of Sketko. Not a very popular altar, this one. The trickster goddess. What do you do?
I walk up to that. Nay, I swagger up to
swagger?
that altar.
All right, you walk up to the altar and you can hear the sound of dice getting louder, and somehow there's this kind of like chinging noise that you've never heard before. It's actually the sound of a slot machine, but you don't know what that is. And intrigued, you reach out and you touch the altar and you find yourself in a saloon. It's like this old West style saloon. And seated at the table is this tiefling woman. And you can see she has an enormous hat with an even bigger hat than yours, with an even bigger feather than yours. And you see she's got her feet up on the table, and she has 2 of the fanciest leather boots you've ever seen. She's dressed like she's kind of dressed like this Wild West frontier adventurer. And you see she's sitting there. She's like, "Oh, wow, reckless Rick O'Donnell. I've been waiting for you for an age.
Sorry to keep you waiting, my lady.
Welcome, Rick. Please take a seat at my table." And you see she gestures to the other gamblers who are kind of around the room. She's like, "All of you may leave. There's only one seat at my table."
Well, I love a woman in power.
And you see all these people kind of get up and leave.
I flick out my coattails with a flourish, and I sit down, and I put my boots on the chair, not on the table, as a sign of respect.
You see she kind of smiles. She goes, "Well, Rick, I'm glad you're finally here. So I guess it's time to play, don't you?"
I'm scared of her. Why, yes. Yes, I do.
Are you willing to put up your stake, Rick?
Yes, let's do this. And what's my stake?
She goes, "Why, the only stake that matters."
Oh my god, myself?
You see she clicks her fingers, and resting in your palm is a golden disc, and it says, "The soul of Rick O'Donnell."
Oh, what's my soul?
And she goes, "Although, now that I think about it, that might already be mine. You see on the table in front of her, Rick, a little vignette kind of appears out of mist. And you see a young, reckless Rick O'Donnell. He's clinging to the mast.
So handsome.
Yeah, he's handsome. You see he's clinging to the mast of a wrecked ship.
Oh my god.
You see he's going, please just get me out of this. Please, I'll give anything. Please, just let me go. I'll give you anything.
So has this
please.
happened already?
This has already happened. He goes,
Oh.
please, just let me live. I'll give you anything. She sort of smiles and goes, do you remember what happened next, reckless Rick?
I do.
You're still here, aren't you?
I am.
And you said you'd give anything.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess that's already mine. And see, she snaps her fingers, and the little golden
Already.
disc that says the soul of Rick O'Donnell is now
Oh,
singing in her hand.
damn.
And she goes, well, now, you can't play if you don't have no stake. Although, and see, she snaps her fingers again. And this time there's a new golden disc in your hand, and it says the soul of Lydia O'Donnell.
Oh my god. Ah!
And she goes-
You know Rick has a gambling problem.
She goes, what do you say, Rick? You willing to sit at my table?
So if I win, I get my mom's soul and my soul.
You see, Rick, you already owe me your soul. What you're playing for is time. I can collect now, or I can collect later.
All right, let's play.
Now you lose, Rick. I collect you and your mama right now. You win, I collect you, but just
Do
later.
I have to roll for this?
What's it going to be, reckless Rick?
Let's play.
Well then, since it's my table, I state the game. 5 card stud.
Okay.
No discards, 1 hand.
Okay.
And you see she
That's why
deals.
you handed me cards.
Oh my god.
You see she deals herself 5 cards, and then she deals cards in front of you.
Okay.
And she's like, well, since it's my table, I guess I'll turn over first. And you see she turns over queen, 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 jack, jack.
What?
She's got a full house, 3 queens, 2 jacks. Now, Amy, you have 4 cards sitting in front of you. Can you start turning them over, please? In the order
Okay.
I've given them to you.
King.
King, yep,
Okay. King.
yep.
Ooh.
Oh my god, I'm so stressed. King.
Oh, yeah, so you got 3 kings. What's the 4th card?
2.
You got 3 of a kind, which does not beat a full house.
No.
You turn to her and you say that you've only gotten 4 cards. She goes, "Why, so you do, silly me. Check your pocket, reckless Rick." And in your pocket, you find the 5th card.
Mm-hmm.
Flip it over.
Okay. Okay. Ah.
What is it?
It's a joker. What the fuck?
And you see she kind of smiles. She goes, 3 of a kind does not beat a full house. Ain't it a good thing that at my table jokers are wild?
Okay. So I do win because I have 4 kings.
She goes, 4 kings, Rick.
Oh, okay.
And she passes you the little token that says your soul.
Oh,
You can pay me that one later.
precious. Mm.
And you see she laughs and claps her hands. And you find yourself back in the church.
I have heartburn from that.
Okay, awesome. So I still owe her my soul.
Yeah, just later.
Okay.
So what does your transformation look like from the outside?
So all the colors in like my pirate outfit get up faded and they glow brighter. And I get an extra feather in my cap.
So you have 2, or the feather looks bigger?
Oh, it just looks bigger. And I look less squishy. Like there is some slight muscle definition, and I immediately hope that Daisy notices.
Give me a performance check.
Okay. It's a 7. Oh, 14.
14. You see Daisy kind of looks at you, and she's all like, "Ooh, he's nice." And then she looks back at Taika. "Oh, he's nicer."
Fine.
And you see this figure at the front of the room. It kind of steps away from the doors, and it goes, "You are all blessed by the gods. Gaze upon your champions." And as it steps away from the doors burst open behind it. And you see these 4 creatures in the doorway. They're about the size of chimps. One of them looks like a chimp, but instead it's got like a squid for a head. Another one is just like this praying mantis looking thing, but it's got like a human face. There are these like fucked up looking things. And you guys immediately recognize these as demons. Everybody roll initiative.
Oh, man.
Ooh.
Nat 20. Oh, why waste them on my initiative?
18.
18,
Oh,
yeah.
that was a shit roll. Got a 6.
All right, cool. So you see these four demons, these four small demons burst through the doors. Reckless Rick, you act first. What are you going to do? You'd be about 30 feet away from the nearest demon, and they're about to burst through the doors.
Okay, fuck me. I guess I go and attack the closest demon.
Are you just going to run in and stab it, or?
Yeah, is the other demon within 5 feet of it?
Yes, all four of them are crowding through the doorway.
Okay, I guess I'm just gonna use my action to attack, and then I guess I'll use my bonus action to disengage without getting hurt.
Alright, yep, do it up.
Okay, does a dirty 20 hit?
Yes, it does. So you run up and you stab this thing. What do you do to it?
Okay, I stab it with my rapier and do... Oh, so much math. Does 11 damage.
Alright, you stab the shit out of this little demon coming through the door, and you see it's like... but it's still kicking.
Oh, okay then. Well, I guess I'll use my bonus action to, disengage.
I think you're out of movement, though. Isn't your movement 30?
Oh, okay, yes. Then I'll just chill.
Yeah, you stop in front of this demon that's kind of hurt and fucked up.
I chopped him good.
I think it was Monash. You had 18, didn't you?
Yep.
Yeah, you're up next.
How far away are they to the door?
About 30 feet from you, yeah.
30 feet. Okay.
And the room is filled with terrified townspeople.
Okay, I want to run halfway towards them and throw a dagger.
Okay, yep. You run in there. Yep, do it up. Throw me a dagger.
Yep.
The one that's already hurt, or which one are you aiming at?
Fresh one.
Fresh one.
In the middle,
okay.
Yeah. And that 20 on my attack.
Yes, that hits. Yep, do it up.
So that's 9 damage.
Oh, okay. Yep, that'll do it.
Yep.
Okay, you run forward and you throw this dagger, and it just it hits the praying mantis one directly in its human face and stabs it through the eye, and you see it falls to the ground dead.
I'll just feel confident in myself.
All right, that is imp number 1, the one that mysterious demon that you don't know, the one that Reckless Rick stabbed. It is going to, you see, it spins around on it. What did I say it looked like? Oh, okay. It looks like a chimp with a squid head. You see it spins around and hits Rick with its tentacles. It gets a 17.
Yes, it fucking hits me, Ross.
Demon spawn.
You take 7 piercing damage.
Oh, thank God.
And can you give me a constitution saving throw?
9.
9. You also take 7 poison damage.
So 14? Well, fuck.
Yeah, so you see it stabs you with its prickly tentacles. How you feeling there, Rick?
He's been better, but he's also been worse. So,
Yeah.
And you see the other two that are kind of standing at the back there. You see one of them jumps over its fallen comrade, and who's it going to go for? Let me check my roster of townspeople here. All right, I'm gonna roll a dice here to see who it goes for. All right, you see it goes straight for Daisy. So Lucy.
Why? Why are you doing
Lucy
this
is
to
the
me?
one
I'm
that's been
married
going
to
for you,
you.
Tyker. Daisy's also got a crush on you. You see it go straight for Daisy.
Keel, as a reaction,
Yeah.
is going to use Blood Curse of the Eyeless, which means I use my reaction to roll one of my dice and subtract that from the attack roll.
Okay, yep. Do it up.
Oh, shit. Does it subtract 1 away? Does that still hit?
It does still hit.
Ah.
This one looks like a miniature pony, but it's got a scorpion tail and a bat head. And you see, it gallops forward and it uses its scorpion tail, and it just fucking stabs right through Daisy. And you see she's like, "Oh, I always played a poor second fiddle to Lucy," and she fucking dies.
Oh.
Goddamn roll can't even do anything.
Are you joking?
You see the next demon runs in, and it runs through the door, and it's going to go for you, Daru.
Oh no.
Why so many demons have such a high initiative? Holy shit.
Does a 9 hit?
No.
Okay, so you see this one runs...
Does a 9 hit?
You see this one runs for it. It looks like a spider because I've run out of creativity. So it just looks like a spider, and it runs forward and it tries to bite you, and it fails to do so.
Oh.
Ashley, that is your turn.
Alright, so as a bonus action, I immediately go into a rage.
Excellent, yes. So there's one demon 30 feet away at the door, and then there's 2 demons about 15 feet away from you.
Right, so I'm going to move to the demon that's close to Daisy's corpse.
Oh, okay, yep.
I'm going to try and attack.
Yep, do it up.
I'm raging, so I'm going to do a reckless attack.
Okay.
Woohoo.
Nat 20.
Oh, yeah, that hits.
That hits. So that'll be that'll be 7 damage.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you chop into the one that just killed Daisy, and it's all like, but it's still up.
And I'll use Ancestral Protectors, so all of a sudden all these the ethereal spirits form around me and kind of form like a barrier, so that it's almost like I'm the only one they can go for.
Okay, yeah. So how does that one work?
Until the start of my next turn, that target has disadvantage on any attack roll that isn't against me, and when that target hits a creature other than myself with an attack, the creature that it hits has resistance to the damage dealt by the attack.
Okay, brutal. Keel, that is your turn.
How many demons are there?
There are still 3 in play. 2 of them are hurt. The one by the door and the one next to Daisy's corpse are hurt. And the one next to Daru looks fine.
Would you say they're within a 15-foot cone?
2 of them are, yes.
But wouldn't we also be in that cone?
Yes, Taika and Daru would also be in that cone.
And Rick.
Okay.
Rick's over by the doorway. He's 30 feet away-ish.
Alright, so we'll have to hit two allies in order to hit them. I'm going to run up to the injured and longsword it down.
Okay, yep, do it up.
That's 11 to hit.
That misses. You see, this is the pony scorpion one. You see it deflects your blade with its scorpion tail. It's like...
That was awesome.
Is that your turn, or...?
That is my turn.
Alright, that is back up the top with Reckless Rick. You've still got one thing in front of you.
Alright, yeah, well, I'm going to ignore him. Okay.
Oh, really? Okay. So you're going to disengage as a bonus action?
Yes.
Okay, yep, go.
I disengage, and I attack the one that killed Daisy.
Yep, absolutely.
Does a 19 hit?
It does, yes.
For 10 damage.
10 damage. Finish this demon.
Okay, what does this demon look like again?
I think this is the praying mantis looking one.
I rip his head off and I shove it towards
okay.
Daisy's corpse. And I'm like, why? Why would you do this?
Alright, yes, you decapitate this demon's human head off its praying mantis body, and you see it dies.
Slowly.
Slowly, yes.
Thank you.
Alright, that is going to be Daru. I nearly called you Dilkash. Daru, that's your turn.
I'm just going to slap this one in the face with Thunderclap.
Oh, yeah, do it up. Absolutely.
You please do a con save.
That's a 19, though.
You are safe.
Okay, yep.
Yep, nothing happens.
Oh, no damage.
No damage? Okay.
No damage. This is just take the damage. You hear that there's a big thunder.
You notice that this one, too late, you notice this one doesn't have ears. Alright, that is the demon in the doorway. Well, this is what I say, it was a chimp with a squid head or some shit.
I look severely disappointed.
Yeah. You see, this one is now loose and unengaged, and I'm going to roll a d4 here. Actually, how many of you are there? I'm going to roll a d8 to see if it goes for one of you or one of the village people.
The village people.
It gets a 1. You see it lunges for Lucy.
No.
Now you know
Taika.
how it feels.
Missed your chance.
It gets a 17 and it hits Lucy.
Fuck's sake.
Yeah, she fails her con save. Yeah, you see this one lunges forward and it fucking eviscerates Lucy. You see she's like, oh, Taika, save me! And the demon just like tears her in half and it's just like starts juggling her organs.
Oh, fuck.
It's super fucked up.
That's pretty metal.
Then we got the other demon that is directly in front of Daru. It's just going to hit Daru. It rolls in that one. You see it falls on its ass. And the other demon laughs at it. It's like, fuck you. Alright, that is going to be Taika. That is your turn. We've lost Daisy and Lucy now.
So I'm just going to reckless attack the one next to me as well. Fuck, level 3.
Yep. Do it up.
Yes.
13. Not good.
13 will hit.
Oh, awesome.
Yep.
11 damage.
Oh, okay. You see, you chop it real good, but it is still up. Just barely.
Oh, yeah, and I'm going to do the Ancestral Protect thing as well.
Okay, yep. You do your ancestral protection on that one. And then lastly, Keel, it is you. You're to also be next to this demon here. And there's one loose that's eviscerating townsfolk. You guys are kind of clustered all around one.
Okay, I run over to the one that's at the townsfolk and attack it.
Yeah, you can see it's cavorting in Lucy's organs.
Be gone. Oh, that's nice. And that is a 23 to hit.
Yeah, that'll
Whee!
hit, yes. Old Tom's like, get him, lads, and I'll write a song for you.
That'll be 9 damage.
9 damage. He is on death's door, but he is still up. That is back up the top to Reckless Rick. So you've got the centaur pony thing in front of you.
Yeah, I'm gonna go for him.
Yep, do it up.
Does a 13 hit?
It does.
Okay. That is 15.
Finish this other demon. It was on 2 hit points.
And it's the one that killed Lucy.
No, that's the one that Dylan's fighting. This one has just been attacking Daru the whole time.
Okay, what does this one look like?
Yeah, it's the spider one, that one.
I kill it. I kill it good.
Alright, yes, you stab the shit out of it.
And I take one of its legs and add it to the plume
Oh my
of
god,
hat.
okay. You do that, you stab it and chop its leg off and put it in your hat. Daru, that is your turn. About 15 feet away from you, Keel is fighting the last demon.
Excellent. Well, I would like to run up to it and just punch it.
Okay, yep. Tamaki's like, Daru, what are you doing?
I run up to the one attacking the town people. I'm like, stop hitting all the town people. Total 20 to hit.
Okay, yep.
I do get 0 damage, but
Oh god.
As my bonus action, I have Psychic Blades, so I can spend one of my Bardic Inspirations to deal 2d6 psychic damage.
Oh, okay. Alright, yeah.
Yes, get it.
So I'm going to do that. So that's 5 damage. It wasn't as exciting as that.
That's
But
a
psychic
bad-
damage.
Is that magic damage?
Psychic damage. Ooh.
No, okay, yep, okay. It doesn't have resistance to that. Okay, yes. So you guys see Daru. He runs up and he just punches this demon. It's like,
Your mother sucks cocks in hell.
and then from out of nowhere, this psychic blade just kind of stabs it through the head. And it's like, and it falls on the ground, like bleeding.
Take that, bitch.
And there's kind of a pause, and then you hear Lydia. She sort of walks forward, shaking her stick. She's like,
Well, it took you long enough. Look, poor Lucy and poor Daisy are dead, and it's all your fault.
and you see she starts prodding you, Rick.
Where were you, Rick? Where were you?
Oh man, I'm sorry. I was helping a friend with a minotaur.
She's like, well, that's all fine and good. What do you carry that sword for if you're not going to be there to protect the people you
Woman,
love?
I nearly died for you. Do you not recall that? It was 10 minutes ago.
You basically did, didn't you?
For shame.
And you see this shrouded figure kind of comes forward. He's like, thank the gods they sent their champions to protect us, but they might still need help in the town square. Do you four think you still have some fight left in you?
I say yes, but I start just checking the tuning of the vial
That was
just
a-
to make sure it's okay.
That was a
after
goddamn
the
champion out there. That's Fandala.
Yes, but there might be reinforcements. Come, we have to assist Fendala.
All right, let's go.
All right, so the four of you form up, and this shrouded figure goes, I'll wait here until you return. I'll keep everyone safe. And you see he kind of walks over and...
So he still doesn't show us his face?
No, you still haven't seen his face. And you see he starts saying the last rites over Daisy's corpse.
Fuck you, dude.
All right, so you head back towards the town square. When you arrive, you can see the place has just been wrecked. There's there's dead soldiers. There's these dead paladins. You can't see Captain Shelby anywhere. The only person you can see still standing is Fendala, and he's kind of standing there, lightly breathing. You see he's doing like these stretches. He's doing what appears to be like Tai Chi, and he's kind of standing there. You see Fendala turns around and, okay, I'm going to try and be Fendala. Try and be Ashley being Fendala. I see you four have been chosen, like me. Are all four of you ready to serve?
Yes.
I tip my hat and the spider leg falls out.
Then take my hands. And you see he goes to reach out his hands to you. You see the wind picks up suddenly behind him, and blown on the wind is like this kind of grayish sand. And you see this grayish sand starts to accumulate in a small pile, but within a few seconds, it's as tall as a person. And you see it takes the shape of a lizard folk shrouded in like this black leather armor and its face covered by a mask. And you see Fendala freezes, and he slowly turns around, and he just kind of stares at this lizard folk who's about 60 feet away from him. And the lizard person stands there, and they've got a bow in their hands, and they've got an arrow held loosely in the other. They stare at each other for a few seconds, and you see Fendala nods, and he goes, Gizzardson. And the shrouded figure replies and goes, it's Albert now. And they stare for a few more seconds, and they're kind of staring each other down. And then Fendala kind of breaks and he goes, Gizzy, it doesn't have to be this way.
Oh.
And you see the shrouded figure just stares back at him and goes, you know that it does. And they pause for a few seconds, both of them with their fingers twitching. And then Gizzardson fits the arrow to his bowstring and fires it at Fendala. And you see Fendala deflects it. It hits the front wall of the tavern, and it just explodes in like a fireball. And you see the tavern just lights up, and it's just completely on fire now. Fendala shoots a fireball back at Gizzardson, which he rolls out of the way. You see Fendala turn. He's like, go, you can't help with one like this. Go, now, back to the church. What do you guys do?
I'm gonna go like I'm standing like slowly. I want to like watch a little bit more.
Okay, you guys slowly retreat to the church, and you see like, oh man, it's just the most epic battle. Fendala can like teleport now. He like fucking teleports over to where Gizzardson is, and like he uppercuts Gizzardson, and Gizzardson flies into the air, and then somehow Gizzardson somersaults off a cloud and nails Fendala right in the dick with an arrow. And Fendala just like snarls and breaks it off and like flies up into the air after Gizzardson.
So Gizzardson sort of apparated via dust, like it's sort of...
Yeah, he kind of goes in like a dust devil. So you guys run back towards you walk quite slowly back towards the church, watching this epic duel, and you can see the two are very evenly matched, and something more than regular mortals now.
But no match for Dilcash.
No match for Dilcash. You guys arrive back at the church, and you can see all the townspeople are still kind of there huddled, and they're crying over the corpses of Lucy and Daisy. You see this shrouded figure opens the doors of the church as he sees you approach. He goes, has it begun?
Someone called Gizzy.
Who's begun?
Gizzardson,
Albert,
is it here?
I said Albert.
Gizzy?
Albert.
Like Prince Albert?
Of course. I never should have let that one go. And you see he kind of turns in his cowl here, and he goes, you four have been chosen by the gods, and your service begins now. And he holds out his hands, and you guys still haven't seen his face.
Can I do a history check? Sorry, can I do a history check based on the story of Dilcash and Fendala?
Do history, and Reckless Rick, you can do an insight if you like.
14.
11.
Neither of you has any clue who this person in the cowl is.
Can I just do a history check on Gizzardson? Because we haven't heard about him. Or have we?
Do a history check to see what you know about Gizzardson.
If I roll one too.
So and not.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Because he wasn't in the tale that the Tom
No, he was not. No.
20 total. This is a good night for me.
17.
Okay. Daru, yes, you know Gizzardson was the son of King Gizzard the Lizard Wizard. You also know that he was actually in charge of the expedition to the mountains. Taika, you've heard of Gizzardson, and you know that he was a prince of Shokes, but you don't actually know any more about him than that.
So yeah, that makes me think about Gizzardson and Fendala. I don't voice this yet, but I'm like,
So you see this cowled figure. He kind of like gestures his hands at you. He's like, "Take my hand. Your service begins now."
Are you taking us somewhere?
Who are you?
Who am I? Well, yes, I suppose it is time I introduced myself. You guys hear this loud snap, and you see these huge wings, 10 feet on either side, unfurl. The figure before you appears to grow in size until he's a full 9 feet tall, and there's this blinding light shines out from behind him. And you see he's got this pale white skin and long blonde hair that kind of falls in front of his face. And he goes, "My name is Gaviziel." He lowers his wings. And he goes, "But since we're friends, you can call me Gav." And he holds out his hands and he goes, "Now come, we must teleport to the capital. Your service begins now." And he grabs you guys, and in a flash of light, you disappear. And that is where we will leave it this week.
Okay.
That was cool.
Yeah, I was really excited. For the showdown between Fendala.
Okay.
Yeah, that was epic.
I'm alive.
Yeah, that's pretty epic.
If you're still listening, thank you for sticking with us through the first episode. We were also excited to start playing again that we skipped session 0 and got straight into it, and I think you can tell from some of our exchanges. All of the music that you hear in this episode is provided under a Creative Commons license by the extremely talented Alexander Nakarada. You can find links to his work in the show notes. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to follow us or leave a review, and if you didn't enjoy it, then bear with us. It might get a little better next time. Maybe we'll all buy better mics or learn how to use Audacity, or I'll suddenly become a more talented writer. Be sure to tune in next time to find out.
We'll see how it goes. It seems to have stabilized now.
Yeah, it does seem like it.
Stabilize.
Stabilize.
Stabilize. Oh.
Stabilize.
Stabilize.
That was fun. I enjoyed that.